Many patients, either on general wards or in high acuity areas, are connected to medical devices, whether that be infusion pumps, spot check monitors, or ventilators. Being able to view data from medical devices away from the bedside is essential. There are several ways to connect medical devices at the bedside, and how this is done is dependent on clinical workflow that is required. We're a vendor-agnostic company, so we can integrate with most device manufacturers by creating a driver. In the higher acuity areas, such as ICU, CCU theatres, the bedside devices, such as a patient monitor, will be kept in a permanent position, so they can be connected via a fixed connection into a port server. But for areas that require more flexibility when connecting medical devices, such as in general wards, where patients may not require continuous monitoring, we have different methods of connectivity. We can connect devices via Wi-Fi. We can simply use a mobile device to scan a patient's barcode and scan a QR code on a medical device to pair the device to the patient's location. And data from that paired device can then automatically be sent into the hospital EPR system for documentation and reviewing. This is a quick and easy way to associate a patient to a device. But we can also provide medical device connectivity directly from our nurse call system. This is again a quick and easy way to create visibility around medical devices at the bedside. The connection method is via a smart cable that simply plugs into the nurse call module. The cable itself has a magnetic connector which easily clicks into the module, allowing a simple connection process. Once the device is then connected, the patient station will give you a green indicator that the device is connected and transferring data. This is extremely valuable to nurses, as a visual check will confirm device connectivity. If a device was accidentally unplugged or pulled out from the module, the nurse call system will send an alert to staff to say the device has been disconnected. But if you need to disconnect a device from the bedside, there is an intentional disconnect button that allows you to remove the cable from the module without it triggering an alarm. This is useful when devices such as spot check monitors are being moved from bed to bed. Each time you plug the cable into the bedside module, it automatically associates the device to the patient in the bed using the hospital ADT feed. Our MDI connectivity methods are dependent on clinical workflows within the individual clinical environments. Now we have the devices connected, the first step is creating visibility of these alarms away from the patient's bedside. If a nurse is at the other end of a corridor and a patient is in a single occupancy room with the door closed, they aren't going to be able to hear the devices alarming. So we create mobility around device alarms. If I initiate an alarm from a patient monitor, I can get an alert on my mobile device that tells me my patient in bed 3 has a patient monitor alarm active. It tells me what kind of alarm has been generated and its priority status. So straight away, the staff have context and can prioritize whether they need to go to the patient's bedside immediately. But we may want a little more information around the alarm than just telling me it's gone off. So I'll regenerate the alarm, and this time I will accept, and I now have a number of options available. If I select waves, this then takes me to the live waveform coming from the connected bedside device. So I now have contextual information surrounding the alarm, and I am able to make an informed decision on what to do next. Now we take it the final step, as we want to share this information with other members of the care team wherever they are within the hospital. So again, I generate the same alert, I select accept, as I'm now taking responsibility for the alarm, and now if I select it, I have the option to share. This creates an attachment of the alarm and it automatically opens my chat application. I can then select who I want to send it to. Once I select the chat, I can see that the alarm is attached, and I simply press send. This then sends a message with the alarm attachment to the team member, who are able to open the alarm and review the live waveform coming from their device. This is important when we talk about getting the right information to the right people at the right time. This can help improve decision-making times that can ultimately lead to better patient outcomes. Our last example of our medical device integration is silent in-room alarming. We have shown how we can send alarms straight to the clinician's devices. So is it essential to have the devices alarming within the patient's room? A hospital stay can be distressing enough for patients and their relatives, and medical devices at the bedside can be very noisy and often add a lot of stress to situations. We can set the medical devices in the room into audio global silence and use dashboards and mobile devices as the primary alarming source. If I trigger an alarm from the ventilator, it makes an audible noise in the room and on the mobile device. But if I was to turn it into global audio silence and initiate the same alarm. The device at the bedside stays silent and the alert comes to my mobile device. This can be used in general wards or in higher acuity areas to reduce noise levels, and it helps to create quiet, calming, healing environments for our patients while still being able to alert staff directly of changes in a patient's condition.